Hey guys, it's the Catrice. Welcome. Thank you for why is it always gotta focus on you?
I don't know. Maybe because I'm legit like that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for watching the last podcast, the Catrice Root Show. This is part 2 of what we didn't finish on the last podcast. So thank you again, Paul Daniel, for coming
back
with me
again.
on this.
I heard a lot of people like that first one. Clap it up for y'all.
Yes.
Thank you. Support my girl Catrice.
Yes. So here we go. So let's just get into it. Still don't have an intro. That may just be my intro, just me saying I don't have an intro, but welcome to the Catrice Root Show.
I don't have an intro, but it will come in time.
I'm gonna just say I don't have an intro, but welcome to the Catrice. No, let me stop playing. No, I low key want like a actual like live band session style with the intro. We're gonna work on something. All right, so here we go. So picking back up where we left off at, I know you wanted to go into more detail about Prince, ODB, J Dilla, who else? P-Funk.
Yeah, D'Angelo came in and all that.
And D'Angelo came in. So we're gonna go into more detail about those guys. So first, starting off with Prince.
Prince, man, one a genius. Like I said before on the podcast, I believe, you talking about a dude when he first got signed to a record deal, he was 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Put out his first album at 19, and that's him playing everything. His first album he produced is him playing everything.
Mm-hmm.
The For You album opens up with him singing, him doing a nice a cappella.
Right.
Killing it. Prince killing it. And then it goes to a funky reggae groove called In Love. It was like funky, soulful reggae. Mixed all.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first heard that album, I was going through my dad's crates. Cause my dad got a lot of records.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up that album, and I just played the whole thing. I just played the whole thing. So almost every song on the album I love. But when I first heard that, it just shook me when I first heard the album. And my dad said out of his mouth, he thought back then when my dad was coming up in high school, because that song came out when he was in high school. That album came out when he was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
My dad said he thought Prince was just gonna be a one-hit wonder because his first hit was Soft and Wet.
Right.
But he thought he was gonna be a one-hit wonder. But I was just shocked because I'm like, how can you think somebody that played all the instruments on the album, produced the whole thing himself, arranged everything himself, you really gonna think that's gonna be his only hit album?
But you gotta think about it at the same time though, because that's like the generation that we're in with musicians, we're so used to them just having one talent. But it's like back then, like especially with black musicians, you had to be multi-talent and multiple things. So it's like it was easy for a lot of black musicians to be a one-hit wonder back then. Easier to believe it at least.
I mean, I honestly, like someone like Prince, I can't believe that. He's playing.
He's
everything.
very magnetic. I will say that.
Yeah, he's playing everything. He's producing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to think that was gonna be his only hit, I was like, damn, he must be tripping. But then he come out with his second album, his self-titled album.
Mm-hmm.
His self-titled album, Prince. I Want to Be Your Lover. Why You Want to Treat Me So Bad? Bambi. And I love that album.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to what I said, it's very diverse.
Right.
It goes back to what I said about Sly Stone being diverse, not just sticking to one genre.
Mm-hmm.
That album, he had funk, he had rock, he had soul. He was being very diverse on that album. He had pop,
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I can say about Prince. Prince was very diverse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which is just so amazing. And the dude can write all types of music. Like, he could talk about all types of... He could write about anything.
Right.
Love, sex, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Dancing, and it's dope.
Yeah.
It's dope, and he could give it to you at all. He give you country, he could give you rock. Like I said, he was very diverse in his music.
Mm-hmm.
Great at the guitar. Awesome guitars, awesome bass player, and an awesome keyboard player. So I mean, Prince, man, yeah, he has inspired me musically most definitely. I'm gonna say the story. I never get when I was about to go in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always liked doing music, but I didn't take it seriously
Right.
until I got like 14,
Same.
14 years
Yeah.
old. But what made me want to get serious, I never get coming up, and I ain't gonna like coming up when I was in middle school. I used to get suspended a lot, but my dad always had,
What was you doing?
I mean, I used to get bullied, and so I used to,
Defend yourself.
I mean that too. But when I used to go to class, I used to go off and just throw the chairs, because like when I like coming up, I would try to tell the teachers like what I was going through. They wouldn't hear me.
Oh yeah,
so
that
I would
makes sense. Yeah.
just go off, and I get suspended for misconduct and throwing chairs, stuff like that. But you live and you learn. I'm in college, so I'm
You made it there.
Yeah. God's blessed me.
Yeah.
But I never get during those times I was getting suspended. I would just go outside in my dad's garage and just listen to all his records from Sly and the Family Stone, Prince, James Brown, P-Funk, Rufus, Shot Khan Rufus,
Yes.
Grand Central Station. He had all those records, and I would just sit there and just listen to him back to back, and just play the drums and get on the keyboard and try to find them, But I'm going to say Prince, Sly, Grand Central Station, Cameo. Grand Central Station was like the ones that attract me the most. It was like I never get. I was in the house, and my daddy said something to me because we was coming from. This is when I was going into high school. We was coming from the what you call it, like the welcome. When they do like a little open joint.
Yeah, with open house.
Yeah. Like, when you first
you gotta find your home class.
Yeah, and all that.
Yeah.
But my dad came with me. This was before like school, the main day. This was like doing this was during the summer. We just meeting teachers so we know what
Right.
where we going, like you said. And my dad told me, he said, "Look, this your last stages in public school. You better figure out what you're gonna do with your life after this." Excuse me. So I figured it out, and but when I finally figured out, I was looking at a video of Prince playing all the instruments, doing this, doing that, and I said,
"You got it.
I got it.
I
was like, this is what I want to do." I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I said, I gotta do, because I was playing football, swimming. Nothing was wrong with that. But it was like something about music that always captured me the most.
Exactly.
So, and I still swim. Shout out to all the swimmers.
Same here.
Yeah. But that's what captured me the most. That's what like.
I feel like all of us musicians low-key have the same story.
Right.
Because like me growing up, I was very, very into basketball and skateboarding. And then it's like, I thank God that I didn't make the middle school basketball team.
Right.
Because if I would have made the middle school basketball team, I wouldn't have been a musician. I wouldn't be doing any of this today.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like when I didn't make the team, mostly because I was making 3-pointers, right?
You was legit? You was your Kobe?
I was shooting them on the wrong side of the court.
So you made an easy way for you.
Yeah, and I was like, why didn't they get me? Wow. But I realized like I just was so bad at the rules of basketball, but I knew how to play street basketball, I guess.
I feel what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like after that, I was kind of losing the passion for playing sports anyways.
Right.
So I was like, let me just take out time and get more into music, because music has always been around me my whole life anyways.
It's the key of life,
Yeah.
It's the key to life, Music can make you, like, you can have a bad day, be ready to kill yourself. That right song can just brighten up your day.
Yeah, save your whole entire life.
And that's like, during them times I was going through getting suspended from middle school bullying, I had to say those records, my dad records was my best friend, Not only funk and soul records, but my mama gospel records that she had when she was a teenager. Those kept me, I'm music, is what I love, and,
right.
But yeah, thanks, rest in peace, Prince. Prince was the one that made me say, okay, I want to take this. He was like the one that made me say, like, I would say he's one of the ones, but he's like the main one.
Right.
It's Sly and all them, they inspire me, but Prince was like the main one. When I saw the video of him playing everything, and I used to have a neighbor that was a huge fan of him. His name was Paul also.
Oh wow.
And his brother lived across the street from us.
Mm-hmm.
And he was but Paul, my neighbor, I'm gonna call him Mr. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbor, who used to be my neighbor, Catrice, he was such a fan of Prince. He gave me a video for me to use to look at him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw Prince just playing all these instruments, percussion, guitar, bass, keyboards, and killing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to say, Prince was the one that made me say, you know what, this is what I want to do.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
That's crazy because it's like I'm the exact opposite. I was like team Michael Jackson.
Like
so it's like I had all the Michael Jackson DVDs.
Right,
I would go to Walmart, get all the like music video collection. I got the entire music video collection.
Right.
So it's like, but I think with me being more of like a film kid too and theater
Respect,
kid,
respect.
it's like I lean more towards Michael Jackson because he was like an artist, but he was also into filmmaking.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like if you are just like more so really, really deep into music, like deep into it, you're gonna probably follow Prince more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's dope though. Like
Yeah.
you know, speaking of freaking Michael Jackson, we didn't talk about the funk part, you know, and all that. So what is your perception on that? Because I will say, like, even though Michael Jackson did funk music, it was still like funk pop. It wasn't like fully like that deep funk music to me.
Okay. Well, I would say.
I'll say when he was with the Jacksons, he was doing funk music.
Okay,
but when he did like the Off the Wall album, like when I mentioned that, I was like, it was more so a funk pop than actually funk music, like how he was doing with the Jacksons. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when he was with the Jacksons. Oh, forgive me, y'all. Shit, that was some shit.
Yeah.
That was some doo-doo. Before they first actually solo album of them producing their own stuff, Jacksons, they was doing some stuff when they was still had other people producing for them. Like if you look at the credits, like songs like Different Kind of Lady, You Can't Take My Blues Away, You Gotta Change Your Style of Life,
Heartbreak Hotel.
Well, that's later.
That's later.
These songs was like doing like the mid 70s, like 76, 75. Those the songs that they wrote, and they was like still in mid high school.
Yeah, high school and middle school.
Yeah, high school when they like I'm gonna say middle school, but like just middle of high school when they wrote these songs, and they get them production credits.
Mm-hmm.
So, and them songs was funky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, funky. But I would say when they like finally produced their own and made their own look, and they had people like Greg Filligans, shout out to him, to help them arrange what they was hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Songs like the whole Destiny album, songs like The Things I Do For You, Destiny,
Mm-hmm.
Blame It on the Boogie. Yeah, Blame It on the Boogie is kind of funky. And songs like Shake Your Body Down to the Ground,
Mm-hmm.
And they had a great ballad on that song called You Push Me Away.
Mm-hmm.
But the song that really catch me on that album, I have to say, is Destiny, which is the title of the album. It starts off like a nice mellow, poppy, bluegrass, folks. Mike just and Destiny, and he go, I want Destiny. Yo, Mike, yo, when I hear that song, yo, Jackson 5, let me tell y'all something. See, now you got me, when I hear that joint, the way they drop on it, you got Mike, Marlon, and correct me if y'all look at this, correct me if I'm wrong. You got Mike and Marlon, and Jackie. Like Mike be like, I want Destiny. You got Marley and all them Destiny.
Yeah, no,
that joint crazy.
Harmony, bro.
The harmony is crazy, But yeah, Mike. I tell people, but I mean, even though like people know him as the king of pop, but to me, he is the king of pop. I'm not taking that from him.
Right.
But to me, that brother was funky.
Yeah, like to me growing up, when people say pop, I'm thinking white people mainstream stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like to me growing up, and I feel like to a lot of other black people, we don't really look at more so of pop, like look at him as more so of pop. We look at him as more so of R&B, and also in his early days funk and soul.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause that's what my daddy, my daddy played a lot of his when he was with his brothers and when he was not trying to judge him when he was still black.
Yeah, when he was still black.
Yeah, that's the records the records my dad played.
I feel like all of us grew up just mostly with that section of Michael Jackson.
Yeah. But Mike was funky, you know. I mean, with the help of Greg Fillingens, that brother was funky, and Greg Fillingens, a badass keyboard player. Mm-hmm. You know, he helped arrange a lot of them songs with Mike,
right?
Which is just so amazing. I mean, oh my God.
I mean, all of them songs are just like feel good songs.
Yes.
Like you could tell he really took out his time in the studio.
Yes.
You know, like he took his time. I don't know where he got the money from for all that studio session time, but he took it somewhere.
Yeah, and then when he went on his own and did Off the Wall, oh my gosh. Off the Wall. But the thing is, he wasn't really satisfied with that. That's the funny. Mike wasn't really satisfied with the album when it came out because he felt like he didn't win. He felt like it didn't go to where he thought it would go. But that was a badass album.
Like I said, like
that shocked me when I found out that he really didn't like that album.
I feel like because even with me like listening to the album compared to like his past music and then like his newer music, I feel like it was somewhat underrated. But I also feel like at the same time, like I can understand where he was coming from because on that album he was in that transition stages with his music. Like that's why I said like that album in particular is like funk / pop R&B style. It's not fully like a funk album or fully an R&B album. So maybe that's the reason why he had that perception on it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was transitioning.
I mean maybe, but for what I looked up, it was like. He felt like it didn't have much success, but the joint I think the joint went triple platinum.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked. That's why I was shocked. Like he didn't really like it.
That's because
I mean he liked the songs. But it was like he felt like he could have did better. He was like disappointed of where the album went. Like he felt like for what I saw in the documentary, Mike felt like he could have won more Grammys and did more with the album. But it was a dope album to me.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mike. But it was a dope album to me. Quincy Jones killed that album.
Yeah.
Greg Fillingens killed that album.
Like my two favorite albums by him is the Off the Wall album and the Thriller album.
But I love Thriller, but that Off the Wall, Working Day and Night, Get on the Floor, Girlfriend, Rock with You.
Like it got all the top songs.
It's the Falling in Love that's keeping me high. It's the Being in Love that makes me cry, cry, cry. You know, I Can't Help It. You know, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. He killed that album.
Yeah.
He killed that album. And, you know, another thing. Michael Jackson's a great songwriter, I have to say. You know, people just know him as an entertainer, but the brother is a great songwriter.
Yeah.
He could write a song. Let me get out of funk a little bit. You know, songs like Working Day and Night, that was a great song. Songs like what else he wrote? Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, that was a great song. You know, that was a great song he wrote. But the song that caught me with Mike was a ballad he had that he did on the Bad album. I Just Can't Stop Loving You.
That freaking song,
bruh.
Like that song made me look at him from a different perspective of like, okay, this dude, he doesn't just write upbeat tempo stuff. Right. He can write smooth, slower style stuff.
The most beautiful. I mean, the way it's shout out to Greg Fillingens. I got to shout him out right quick. I mean, that brother, shout out to you, bro. One of the baddest of musical rhythm. Greg Fillingens, if I make it big, bro, I would love for you to help me with some rhythm arrangements if I ever make it big, bro. You're amazing. You are amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. From all the Jackson's album, Michael Jackson's album, you are amazing. He is amazing.
Yeah. He's blessed.
Yes. I mean, the way he played them chords on, I just can't stop loving you. I mean,
baby. I was like,
and if I stop, then tell me just what I do. That joint.
Oh my God.
That joint is crazy. It's like it's an R&B, and that's another thing. Mike was very diverse. It was pop, it was R&B, and it was soul, all mixed in one. You know, so shout out. I mean, just shout out to Great Feelings for the arrangement. Shout out to Quincy Jones and Mike. Rest in peace, Mike.
And I'll say, like, if it wasn't for me, like, researching Michael Jackson, I wouldn't have never knew about Quincy Jones. Like, I would say Quincy Jones is one of my favorite overall music producers, like, ever. You know, after studying, like, all the stuff that he produced, not just with Michael Jackson, but just with many other people.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I'm like, oh, my gosh.
I mean, to me, this is just my opinion. I don't feel that was his best works with Mike. It's one of his good works, but that's not his top best works.
Yeah.
My favorite top best works with Quincy is the songs he produced for himself. Like
with Brother Johnson, too.
Yeah, yeah, with them, too. But like his jazz stuff, to me, that was his top. With him arranging all the stuff.
Like, he was deep into it.
when he was doing everything, when he was producing, arranging, when he was doing everything. And, you know, he did some arrangement with Mike, but when he was producing and arranging, like, all his stuff.
Back in the 50s and stuff.
Yes,
he
60s,
was fire,
that
bro.
That was, to me, that was the legit. But even with the Brother Johnsons, and that's another badass band.
Yeah.
Badass brothers. Shout out to, rest in peace, Louis Johnson, bass player that passed away a long time ago. Rest in peace to him. That was the badass band.
Yeah.
You know, my dad had played some of their tracks.
And tell me why I forgot to mention Johnny Watson guitar. How are we gonna talk about
Johnny
everybody
Watson,
else but
Johnny
him?
Watson, he was I only liked a couple tracks. I didn't really study him like that.
I only knew that one song, you know, That's a Real Mother for You.
Yeah.
But like just recently, like now that I got Apple Music,
right.
I've been downloading like all of the older artists like albums. That way I can just fully just intake it and study it. And I'm like, that album's nice.
I'm gonna tell you what song that just gets me.
Check out Tarzan by him. That song's
and I'm gonna give you a song. You probably don't know it. Kanye West sampled it. He had a song called "Give Me My Love." And oh my gosh,
isn't that on the album?
What?
Give Me My Love?
Nah.
No? Oh, okay.
Kanye West sampled it on the No More Parties in L.A.
Okay.
You know, da 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 dee, da da. Yeah, that's
okay.
That joint, and I knew that song way before I heard the Kanye joint. Every time I listen to that joint, the way he opens it up, I could tell Johnny Guitar was inspired by Sly. Because the way he sang it, and I could tell he was inspired by Ohio players too. Because the way he sang it, he like, let me get close to you. I mean, he do it nice and jazzy.
Yeah.
We can make love. Nah. And he do all that guitar stuff. I mean, he killing it. It's bluesy, it's funky, it's R&B, it's give me my love. I mean, he doing all that crazy
stuff. Yeah, because I'm
stuff.
like, Johnny Watson Guitar, like, I would say he's my favorite, like, serious funk musician.
You would say
like,
that?
I would, because, like,
I would say he's funk. He could get funky.
Well, to me, I would say because of the fact, like, he was the very first funk musician, like, that, like, deeper into funk that I've heard about, like, and that I've really listened to. That's why I always say, like, he will be always my favorite.
Okay.
But then after that, like, as you study, like, the many other funk artists, you're like, there's many more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, seriously, though, like, he is, like, one of my favorites, though.
Yeah, but Mike, back to Mike, everybody sees him as, like, the entertainer, but I look at him more as, I would say he's also a great vocalist. It was like doing it. If you listen to songs like "Baby Be Mine," I'm gonna tell you all the songs. Like, if y'all want to like listen, I tell people really study him as a vocalist. He was a dope vocalist to me. "Push Me Away," "Baby Be Mine," "I Can't Stop Loving You," PYT, "I Can't Help It." Mike is effing killing on them songs. Like vocally,
yes.
He's killing.
He has great vocal range.
I mean, nice falsetto. I mean, this dude is killing on them songs. Like
you can tell, like, during on those songs, he really was like, he really sat down, he studied his vocal arrangements.
Man,
Like he
I feel
studied
like
his
he did,
vocals.
too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you look like me growing up watching, like just going on YouTube looking at like just hours of footage of him just in the studio, and
Yeah.
just that used to inspire me, seeing how like he would just shut everything down around him just
he
to
was
be in the
perfectionist for sure.
studio. You know what I'm
He's a
saying?
perfectionist for sure.
And I'm just like, that just inspired me, and I'm pretty sure many other musicians, to always like look within yourself as a musician and bring out, you know, sounds that you didn't even know you could bring out from your own vocals, you know, and I'm still working
not
on
only
it
them
too.
songs, one more song he killed. He had a song he did with his brothers on the Triumph album. It was everybody get down on the floor, get down on the floor, along the way. And he got a breakdown. Oh, shout out to Greg Filligans. Greg Filligans on the chord. It was like Mike was like, I don't know the words.
Yeah.
You scream my name out loud. If you tied Jackson's in it, they
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, that joint is funky.
Yeah.
And they might be like, get down, get down, get. Let me stop. Like, that joint is crazy. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But it was called Everybody Get Down on the Floor. But it's that song inspired, like, made me say, like, yo, Mike can sing.
Yeah, like I don't like I said, even in the last episode, I was like, even though I look like, okay, my favorite singer more per se is Stevie Wonder compared to Michael Jackson. But don't get me wrong out here, Michael Jackson can really sing, but I would say still I like Michael Jackson as a performer as well. Like he is like one of the greatest out there, like ever.
To me, wouldn't nobody touch him as an entertainer.
Yeah.
Wouldn't nobody touch him.
You know, but you know, overall, like that Off the Wall album, me personally, I feel like it's underrated. Cause say like I was just looking at a podcast today, none but white people on there. It's a mainstream podcast, and they were talking about like Michael Jackson Thriller. Michael Jackson. It's like mainstream media always starts with Michael Jackson at Thriller and on up. They don't never start at like Jackson's and on up.
It's the same thing with me when it comes out of Prince.
Yeah.
Like when people think about Prince, especially people that don't know him like I do.
Yeah.
And other people I know.
Cause say like I don't really know him much, you know what I'm saying? But, I don't know.
But a lot of people outside of you,
Yeah.
a lot of people they just know the Purple Rain. Nothing's wrong with that. But this, you listen to his early stuff like the Controversy album, his self-titled album, the Dirty Mind album. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. You know, even 1999 album. You know, songs he produced for his prodigies like The Time and Vanity, Apollonia 6 and all them. Man, he was killing.
And like even me, like, cause I don't study Prince like that, you know, because I always looked at Prince like, oh, he's more into like the rock pop style, you know, like I always was like, you know, but after
Prince had a funk, y'all real funk people know that nigga, that brother had a funk.
Yeah, and like say like even with his last album, like I was so surprised with his last album, like how funky and like soulful it was, because I'm so used to hearing mainstream media talk about Purple Rain or what's that song Red, like I mean Corvette something.
Yeah, I mean those his biggest hits. Those was one of his biggest hits. You know, like cause a lot of his songs like Let's Work, Soft and Wet, Uptown, Sexy Dancer, I Want to Be Your Lover. I Want to Be Your Lover was a pop hit also, but them songs was more like related to the black community.
Right.
Like that was the black soul hit.
Right.
You know, but then when he came out with the 1999 album, you know, that's when he started getting, you know, more the white audience into his music.
Right.
Not knocking it, what you want. You
want a variety, yeah.
You know, he was trying to get known. He was trying to let the people know, like, you know, he could do both.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's like,
which is good, you know. But
yeah. So now that we've talked about, you know, like just the funk and, you know, all that type of stuff, now we're going to talk about ODB. You know, we're just going to move a little bit more forward in the time now, you know. So, like I told you in the last episode, like for y'all that didn't listen to the full episode, if you know, go and listen to the rest of the episode, because we did talk about hip hop and trap and all that type of stuff once the camera had cut off. So definitely make sure to go and check all that stuff out on Spotify and Anchor FM. Also make sure to subscribe to me on YouTube here. Anyways, ODB, right? So like I said, I didn't really start listening to his music until recently. And why did the camera want to cut off? Dang it. Dang
all right.
it, bruh.
It's all
But you know, like, I didn't really start listening to his music until recently though.